Hello guys, I'm going to do another virtual session for you this evening. Today we are going to focus mainly on shoulders and the thoracic spine, which is the central part of the spine. I'm going to go through a little bit of a run through that's hopefully going to take us through all of the movements that our shoulders normally do, as well as trying to hit that thoracic spine as well. Trying to loosen things up around the shoulders, around the chest and the pecs and the shoulder blades at the back and the thoracic spine as well. So the way that we're going to shape this is it's going to be a cross between a stretch session and a HIIT session. So we're going to do each exercise for 90 seconds, a minute and a half, and we're going to alternate between doing an active movement and then a stretch. Active movement, exercise, and then a stretch, and so on. And we've got 4 of each, so that's going to take us up to around the 12-minute mark. The way that we're going to structure this is, like I said, we're going to take go through each of the normal movements that our shoulder does, and then we're going to work on, so we're working on the muscles strengthening, but then also stretching things out as well. Equipment wise, all you need for the equipment in this session is something nice and light that you can lift. I've just got a little cushion here. We're going to use that not to add any resistance, but just to keep our hands in the right position. So pause the video now and run off and grab something similar size to this cushion that's nice and light that you can use as that little prompter. And I'm going to get my timer ready, and we're going to start off with our first exercise. So our first exercise is going to be an active movement, arms out to the side, start off nice and small, some little circles going forwards, and gradually getting bigger and bigger with those circles. That size of a football now, up to a basketball, and then slowly increase the size until you're coming as big as you can, and then work your way down small again, spiraling in. Keep those arms out, hands up at your shoulder height, and then swap. You're going to go backwards, so turning hands backwards now, or anti-clockwise, slowly increasing that size, bigger and bigger until you're getting those arms as wide as they can go around. Slowly bringing it in smaller and smaller. Good. We're coming towards our first minute and a half now. Keep those arms going at nice small circles there, hands up at your shoulder height, and we'll move on to our first stretching exercise in a moment. Good. So first stretch that we're going to do here, we're going to focus on the chest and on the shoulder blades. So we're going to alternate between hands back, try and touch your elbows together behind your back, up nice and straight, leaning back, hold, and then curl round. So curl round at the spine and bring your hands onto your flanks there. And back again, squeeze back, touch those elbows together behind your back, and round. Keep alternating one to the other. Sure you're leaning back and looking up, and curling around, looking at the floor. Feel like a nice stretch, just go as far as it's comfortable. Good, and get ready to move on to our next active exercise. So next active exercise is going to be star jump arms. So arms, elbows bent to about 90 degrees, and it's the movement you're going to do as if you were doing a star jump, but we're just doing the top half. Keep a constant movement, try and touch your fingertips together above your head. No resistance with this one obviously, so just keeping a constant pace. And the star jumps were probably the hardest part of the last video that we did, so slow down to a pace that's comfortable for you if you need to. We have got another 30 seconds to go. Keep going all the way to the end. Last 10. Good. Okay, next stretch. This is where our cushion, our piece of equipment, is going to come in. Okay, so what we're going to do with this one, we're going to push it away from your body, arm's length here. Okay, and then we're going to twist round as far as you can go and hold. Keep your toes pointing forwards. So toes should be pointing at 12 o'clock straight in front of you. Pillow out the front, reaching round, following it with your head, but keep those toes pointing forwards as far as we can go. Back, loosen off and twist the other way. Really feel that stretch in the twist in the thoracic spine. You should be feeling it just here, just below your shoulder blades. Round to the other side, eyes on the pillow, follow with your neck, but keep those toes pointing forwards, no cheating. Good, coming up on the last 10 seconds of this one. Good, now, next active exercise. Keeping hold of your pillow, we're going to focus on bringing our arms straight up in front and down. And we want the same idea as the last exercise, the side jump arms, so we're bringing the arms out to the side. This time we're just bringing the arms forwards, but keep that active, constant pace going. Don't want any weight or resistance from our pillow, that's why we're using a pillow. By the end of this exercise, you should feel it in the front of those shoulders, because we keep him moving the whole time. .30 seconds to go. Constant movement. Try and keep the elbows locked straight. Probably starting to tire a little bit now, but we'll just push through in the last 10 seconds. Good, okay, and again, pillows are ready for the next stretching exercise. This time we're going to focus on the rotational movements of our shoulder, not neglecting those muscles. So, pillows out in front of you, but down at about the waist height. And what we're going to do is as if you're twisting a steering wheel all the way around to one direction and the other. The key to this is make sure you've got your elbows locked straight. If you've got your elbows bent, you're just moving at the wrist and the elbow. But in order to stretch those shoulder muscles, those delicate muscles that do our shoulder rotation, you need to make sure that you're keeping those elbows locked straight. And you're veering from one extreme to the other, returning the pillow. really try and push that as far as you can go. Coming up on the last 10 seconds now. Okay, and pillows down. We're on the final active exercise now. Okay, and this time I'm going to take your feet just shoulder width apart, a little bit of a bend in your knees, and we're going to do some crossbody punches, side to side. Make sure that when you're bringing your hand up, you're bringing it up nice and high. So you want it about face level or just above the top of your head there. Coming across the body, so we're twisting the spine, reaching side to side, working the spine and working the shoulders. Again, constant pace. Extend those elbows all the way, really reach out. Keep your hands nice and high. Last 10 seconds, try and pick up the pace a little bit as fast as we can, get your heart rate up. Good, and moving on to our final stretch. So what we're going to do now is some pendulums. So I just want you to hinge and bend at the waist, arms nice and floppy in front. Just one arm at a time, so take one arm out of the equation, and you're going to use your body weight just to rotate the shoulder around and round in circles. Bending over at the waist, arm just nice and floppy, and let it swing round and round. Change direction. Again, use that body weight to shift it. You can see how that's going there. So I'm nice and loose in the socket, swinging round and round. Swap arms halfway, like you're stirring a giant pot. Arm nice and loose. Changing direction. Taking all of those muscles around the shoulder. Key to this is that you're bent over far enough. If you need something to steady yourself, use a sofa. Nice, big, exaggerated movements. And then you can go both at the same time. Make sure that you're not hitting your arms as you do this. Nice and loose like a pendulum. Excellent, so we'll leave it there guys. That is our 4 active movements and our 4 stretching exercises for the shoulder.